Can we begin the housekeeping comments, please?
Thank you.
Thank you for participating in today's meeting. If attending in person, please do not connect to Zoom or teleconference while in the room, and please silence all devices. If translation is provided, click on the globe at the bottom of your screen to select either English or Spanish. Public comment will be taken after each item. If you're in the auditorium and wish to comment, please use the iPads located in the lobby or complete a blue speaker card as available. If you need assistance, please find a South Coast AQMD employee. Speakers may be limited to a total of 3 minutes or less for all agenda items. Times may be shortened to ensure all speakers can be heard. A countdown timer will be displayed on the screen for each public comment. More time will be allotted for Spanish translation that is not simultaneous. For questions or issues on making a public comment, please call the public advisor at 909-396-2432. That's 909-396-2432. Please adhere to the speaker time limit and treat others with courtesy, civility, and respect. Failure to do so can result in your mic being muted or you being removed from the meeting. Be aware that this meeting is being recorded. By participating, you authorize recording of audio and visual content presented during the live event and consent to subsequent use of the recording in the public domain by South Coast AQMD.
Well, thank you and welcome everyone. Today's hybrid technology committee meeting here on June 20th, 2025. I'd like to call the meeting to order and begin with a roll call, please.
Supervisor Hagman is absent. Mayor Log-Dawson is absent. Mayor McCallum?
Here.
Board Member Padilla-Campos is absent. Supervisor Nguyen?
Here.
And Chair Rodriguez.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Fantastic. Thank you. Let's jump right into our action items 1 and 2. Issue program announcements for battery electric Class 8 trucks, cargo handling equipment, and charging infrastructure for Invest Clean program. We have a report. Take it away.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Alyssa Yan, working out of Class Manager of Off-Road Incentives, Inspections, and Special Projects. Today, I will be covering agenda item number 1 to issue PAs or program announcements for battery electric Class 8 trucks, cargo handling equipment, and charging infrastructure for the CPRG Invest Clean program. Next slide, please. South Coast AQMD, joined by 2 metropolitan statistical areas, or MSAs, as seen in the presentation here, submitted a proposal titled Invest Clean under a competitive grant solicitation under the Inflation Reduction Act. The program primarily focuses on the implementation of infrastructure, vehicles, and equipment in the goods movement corridor and domiciled within the MSAs. In October 2024, the South Coast AQMD was awarded $500 million in funding for the Invest Clean initiative, primarily focusing on 4 key measures. Next slide, please. There are 4 goods movement incentive measures under Invest Clean. The battery electric switcher locomotive solicitations were released on June 6 to request proposals to fund battery electric switcher locomotives and supporting infrastructure. The primary focus today is to open program announcements for Measure 1 with available amount of funding as $178.5 million, Measure 2.1, which is the first part of Measure 2, for heavy-duty Class 8 trucks with an available amount of $28 million, and Measure 3 for cargo handling equipment, specifically targeting yard trucks and top handlers for $20.6 million. Next slide, please. Under Measure 1, we'll be providing up to $700 per kilowatt or for infrastructure equipment via rebate for chargers rated 250 kilowatts or higher. Entities that can develop and operate electric charging infrastructure are eligible. Installation must be provided by electricians certified under the Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Training Program. Next slide, please. As mentioned in a previous slide under Measure 2.1, the first part of Measure 2 focuses on heavy-duty Class 8 vehicle replacements. Funding under Measure 2.1 provides up to $400,000 per Class 8 vehicle for eligible fleet and equipment owners. Equipment owners are required to scrap existing vehicles in order to place the new vehicle in service. Next slide, please. Measure 3 will cover battery electric cargo handling equipment, specifically providing support to on-road and off-road yard trucks and off-road top handlers. Similar to Measure 2.1, eligible entities are fleet owners willing to scrap existing vehicles. Next slide, please. So the timeline is as follows, where our online applications will be open on August 18th at 12 p.m. With a deadline to submit our applications at November 28th, 2025, or until funds are expended, with execution of our contracts beginning January 2026 through April 2027. And performance and usage tracking will also be maintained commencing the deployment of the new units. If necessary, program announcements will also be reissued. Next slide, please. There are various benefits to the Invest Clean program. The first being the acceleration and adoption of battery electric technologies in our goods movement corridor and within the 2 MSAs. This will ensure emission reductions are captured over a 5-year period and allows for job creation, where it's estimated that 470 jobs will be created in California and 4,700 jobs nationwide. The Invest Clean also enables partnership with various organizations. Next slide, please. The summary of recommended actions is as follows. First, to issue and, if necessary, reissue program announcements to solicit projects for battery electric Class 8 trucks, cargo handling equipment, and charging infrastructure under Invest Clean. And second, based on the results of the program announcements, authorize the executive officer to execute agreements with applicants for eligible projects. With that, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you for that report and summary. I'll start with colleagues. Any questions for staff? Okay, seeing none, we'll go ahead and go to any public comment.
Chair, we have two public comments online.
Okay.
First is Adrian Martinez.
Okay, great. We'll start with Adrian Martinez. Are you there?
Good afternoon, Chair Rodriguez and members of the committee. I want to thank staff for a great presentation. This is a really important program, and we're happy that the agency is proceeding with it. Charging for goods movement is desperately needed, and we laid out our support in a letter, and we look forward to seeing lots of successful deployment of zero-emission vehicles throughout the region. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that.
We have one more public comment, Harvey Eder.
Am I being heard?
Yes,
Hello?
we can hear you loud and clear. Go right ahead.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Harvey Eder. I'm speaking for myself and for the Public Solar Power Coalition, like-minded folks and entities. We tried to work with BYD. They make now 1,500 buses out by Palmdale a year, is my understanding. They were doing this, and we put in the Solar New Deal in 16. We went to them, and they said they can make 5,000 Class 8 trucks a year. All right? So it'd be a different situation if we'd acted on this. Now I'm incorporating by reference, within the last month, there was an article in Financial Times about BYD, and basically we ran around the state here. But they've got a proposal to build a plant in Mexico now, and we'd like to work with them. We'd like to work with them here and in Palmdale, and we'd like to see the numbers on the Class 8 increase. Now, also, we want to incorporate in issues of CEQA require control issues. Who's going to own this stuff and whatnot, and financing, and that public power and equities for especially for low-income stuff. We want to incorporate Thomas Piketty, the economist, French, 10 years capital in the 21st century and capital and ideology. That 40–50% of the country see no increase. Two-thirds of the country have seen no increase in income or equity in the last 40–50 years. This has got to change. Democracy's threatened. We know what's happening now, et cetera, et cetera. So this stuff has to be done now. And also, these corporations, they're doing two things. To attract investors, they got dividends, all right? And they're doing stock buybacks, and they're about equal amounts. And that stock buyback has got to stop, and they got to open that up to equity for poor, low income, and spread the wealth. If we're going to survive as a culture and democracy, you got Bannon on the right and whatnot, the progressives, but we need some real action now. And the unions and the nonprofits, ILWW, the Wobblies, they got to shake off their history from 100 years ago and come back.
Hi,
And worker
Harvey.
co-ops.
Harvey, can you please focus your comments on this particular item, the program announcements?
Feel free to continue to comment if you wish.
Okay, I'm a bit shook up. We keep on getting purged by y'all. And by the way, I have a phone. That's all I got. Okay, we cannot see the presentations, and I've been bringing this up for years. We on the Zoom indirect. Poor people don't have computers and all this. You're purging the people, man. I cannot.
Do we have any other comment? Public comment?
No other public comments.
And okay, thank you. We'll go ahead and close public comment, and we'll bring it back. I'll just say before we call for the vote, it's an unprecedented opportunity in our region to implement cleaner technologies for goods movement. And I want to thank Aaron and his team for the hard work you've all put in securing these CPRG funds, and we'll look forward to moving forward. We'll go ahead and call for the vote, please.
Move the item.
Second.
Thank you.
Supervisor, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Supervisor Hagman is absent. Mayor Dawson is absent. Mayor McCallum.
Yes.
Board Member Padilla-Campos is absent. Supervisor Nguyen.
Yes.
Chair Rodriguez.
Yes.
Motion passes. 3 ayes.
Okay, thank you, colleagues. We'll move on to item 2, issue program announcement, transfer funds and execute agreements for the CHDV electric program and amend awards for the Carl Moyer program. We have a report from Tom Lee. Please take it away.
Thank you. Good afternoon, committee and chair. My name is Tom Lee. I'm managing on road incentives. Item number 2 is to issue a program announcement, transfer funds, and execute agreements for an EPA-funded program called Electric. And also to amend awards for the Carl Moyer program. So this item is essentially covering 2 different subject matters. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, in 2024, South Coast AQMD applied for a grant with the US EPA's Clean Heavy Duty Vehicle Program. This program is intended to replace Class 6 and 7 vehicles, with internal combustion engine, replace them with battery electric units. South Coast AQMD was notified of the award in late 2024, and the grant agreement was executed in January 2025. The total award amount is just over $33 million, and our grant proposal was named Electric, which we'll call this project going forward. Okay, next slide, please. Now, a bit of background on the Carl Moyer award amendments. SoCal Fish Company received an award in February of 2024. The owner subsequently sold a portion of the company and changed the company name to Two Brother Fishery LLC. EV Realty Inc. received a charging infrastructure award in December 2024. This company has handed the project off to a wholly owned subsidiary to construct the project, and the subsidiary name is EV Mill Tenant LLC. Okay, next slide, please. Staff proposed to open a program announcement for Electric. This will be a scrap and replace program for Class 6 and 7 goods movement vehicles. The funding table here is not the entire funding table, but just giving an idea of funding amounts. A box truck can receive up to $190,000 per rebate. A TRU or refrigeration truck can receive up to $292,000 per vehicle. Now, we also support chargers for this program. Each granted vehicle can receive additional funding to purchase the charger. Now, staff also proposed to allocate up to $75,000 to develop an application portal for this program. This portal will be a modification of our existing Carl Moyer application portal, which has proven to be very successful in managing our grants the last couple of years. And for the two Carl Moyer grantees mentioned earlier, the staff proposed to amend the award contracts to reflect the name changes. Next slide, please. As for the benefits of electric, these types of trucks, they typically operate near residential neighborhoods. So there will be significant exposure reduction for residents to exhaust fumes. The program is targeting to replace roughly 120 vehicles, and that's projected to reduce roughly 29,000 pounds of NOx a year and 550 pounds of PM 2.5 a year. And the application portal development will allow a user-friendly interface for applicants to submit their applications. And also the applicants with this portal can correspond directly with our project officers, our staff, to complete any missing information and also maybe receive status updates as well. Okay, next slide, please. The summary recommended actions are to issue a program announcement for electric, execute rebate agreements for eligible projects, transfer up to $75,000 to information management's budget for the portal development, and also amend 2 awards from the Carl Moyer program to reflect the name changes. Okay, this concludes my presentation. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you for your presentation, and I'll bring it back to colleagues. Any questions for staff?
I don't have any questions. I do have a comment. I don't know if it was on this or the Vest Clean, whatever workshops. I attended a couple of workshops dealing with these issues, and Ian was there offering at the same time that there was letting everyone know there were WARE funds available to support some of these programs. And I'm just wondering how that is made known to the people at the time they put in their applications or whatever, where they could, you know, build, have more money from the WARE program.
Yeah, Mayor, I think part of Ian and the WARE program, that was outreach to let everyone know they're developing their incentive program for those mitigation fees. I believe the plan right now is late summer for the release of that program, and that should coincide with this opportunity, but that release of the WARE program, funding program, will come back to committee. And I believe it's scheduled to come to technology committee.
Okay, good. I noted in the mobile source meeting this morning that over half of the civil penalties were from WARE program violations and or fines and in the amount of almost $200,000. So I'm sure we're building up a lot of funds in that WARE program.
Thank you, Mayor. Any other comments? Okay, seeing none, let's go ahead and go to public comment, please.
No hands raised.
Okay, any online in the queue?
No.
Okay, I'll go ahead and close public comment and we'll bring it back. I'll just quickly ask, what would be the staff's approach to disseminating the information to ensure we're casting as wide a net as possible and informing as many potential applicants across the region about these funds? And that's holistically on both items 1 and 2. Just curious about the approach.
Yeah, we'll be disseminating this. We have a listserv, you know, with a lot of our existing incentive programs, and they cover several thousand potential fleets and businesses in our jurisdiction. We'll also be developing, I think for Invest Clean, the idea would be we want to let the other air district know, Mojave, I think it goes into some of Imperial, but we need to have coverage out in that area also, which is all of San Bernardino and Riverside County. And then we're looking at other options also, developing flyers and, we'll talk to Lisa's group in Legislative Public Affairs on other means to get the information out there so everyone's aware of this.
Okay, great. I'd like to request maybe a sample uh, email and the flyer at the appropriate time I could forward to all of our cities here in Orange County and others, and would be interested in having that sent to each of the board members so they can also communicate this to their respective networks, and we can do what we can to be supportive of staff's efforts to get the word out. Thank you. And I saw a hand up, Supervisor.
Oh, I ditto. I wanted to make sure that I also get the information as well, please.
Thank you, Supervisor. Yes, again, just for all of our governing board members to have the opportunity to have that information, Aaron would appreciate it. Again, we just want to do our part to inform everyone about this historic opportunity. So with that, we'll go ahead and call for the vote.
I'll move the item.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Thank you. Call for the vote. Thank you.
Supervisor Hagman is absent. Mayor Dawson is absent. Mayor McCallum.
Yes.
Board Member Padilla-Campos is absent. Supervisor Nguyen
Yes.
and Chair Rodriguez.
Yes.
Motion passes 3 ayes.
Fantastic. We'll look forward to receiving updates as we can on both items 1 and 2, get the word out. We'll go to item 3, other business. Any other business? Okay, seeing none, we'll see if we have any additional public comment. Item 4.
No hands raised.
Okay, we'll go ahead and close public comment. That'll conclude our meeting for today. A short but historic, with all those funds that are going to be moving forward to the governing board for consideration. Now, our next meeting will be Friday, August 15th at noon. We won't see you next month. So in the meantime, happy 4th of July, and keep safe and cool, and you have a great weekend. Take care, everyone, and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Blessed. Have a great one.
Thank you.